Before you sleep tonight, take a moment to listen to these peaceful songs. This will help you relax your mind and rest in God's presence. If your mind won't slow down, if your thoughts keep racing, if today felt heavy in ways you can't fully explain, you're not alone in this moment. Tonight, this time is set aside for something simple and gentle. Not effort, not pressure, not trying to force sleep. Just rest. Rest in God's presence. Rest in His nearness. Rest in knowing that you don't have to carry everything on your own. This moment is here to help your mind settle, to quiet the noise that keeps returning, to ease the weight that lingers when the day is over. You don't have to fix everything tonight. You don't have to solve every thought. You don't have to understand every feeling. Before closing your eyes tonight, take a quiet moment to be with God. Even a simple prayer can bring peace to your heart. You can come just as you are, tired, overwhelmed, uncertain, or worn out. There is no need to pretend here. God already knows. He sees the thoughts you couldn't stop today. He understands the moments you replay in your mind. He knows the quiet worries that followed you into the night, and still, He welcomes you. Jesus spoke gently to the weary, to those carrying burdens they could not explain. He did not turn them away. He did not ask them to be stronger first. He simply invited them to come. So tonight, you can come. Let this be a quiet place between you and God, a place where your thoughts don't have to fight for control, the place where your heart can begin to soften. You don't need many words. You don't need perfect prayers. Even a simple whisper in your heart is enough. God, I'm here. And He hears you. As the night grows still, let these words guide you, not as something to analyze, but something to rest in, when the mind won't be still. Sometimes the hardest part of the night is not the darkness, but the thoughts. They come back without invitation. They circle without resolution. They grow louder when everything else becomes quiet. There are moments when it feels like your mind will not let you rest. The songs understand this. They do not hide from restless thoughts. They speak them honestly. There was a voice that once cried out in the night, "How long, Lord? Will you forget me forever? How long will you hide your face from me? How long must I wrestle with my thoughts, and day after day have sorrow in my heart?" There is no pretending in these words, no polished language. Just truth. The kind of truth that comes when the heart is tired of holding everything in. And maybe you felt something like this. Not necessarily those exact words, but the feeling behind them, the sense of waiting. The quiet question, where are you, God? If that feeling is here tonight, it's okay to acknowledge it. God is not distant from honest words. He does not turn away from real emotion. In fact, He meets you there. Another voice once spoke of the weight within. My guilt has overwhelmed me, like a burden too heavy to bear. There are thoughts that feel like that. Heavy, persistent, hard to shake. Memories, regrets, concerns about tomorrow. The quiet pressure of everything left undone. They sit in the mind and refuse to leave. And when the body grows tired, the thoughts do not always follow. There is a kind of weariness that goes deeper than physical rest. I am worn out from my groaning. All night long I flood my bed with weeping. This is not weakness. This is human. The Psalms never pretend that restlessness doesn't exist. They bring it into the open and place it before God. So tonight, you don't have to push your thoughts away. You can bring them honestly. Whatever is circling in your mind, whatever feels unfinished or unresolved, you can quietly place it in God's hands. Not all at once, just gently, one thought at a time. You might not feel immediate silence. That's okay. Even the Psalms move slowly. There is a moment when the restless voice begins to speak differently. Why, my soul, are you downcast? Why so disturbed within me? It's a question, but not one of judgment. It's a gentle turning inward. A moment of awareness, and then comes a quiet shift. Put your hope in God. for I will yet praise him. This is not forced positivity. It's not ignoring the struggle. It's a small redirection, a step away from the spiral, and towards something steady. Even if your thoughts feel scattered, you can begin to gently redirect them, not by force, but by remembering. Remembering that God sees you now. Remembering that you are not alone in this moment. Remembering that your thoughts do not define your worth. There is a line that speaks directly into anxious thoughts. When anxiety was great within me, your consolation brought me joy. God understands the weight of anxious thinking. He does not dismiss it. He meets it with comfort. Not always by removing every thought instantly, but by being present within them, even now, even here. And slowly, something begins to soften. Not all at once, but gradually, like a wave losing its strength. The psalm continues, "In peace I will lie down and sleep. For you alone, Lord, make me dwell in safety." This is where the movement begins. From restless thoughts to quiet trust. Not because everything has been solved. Not because every question has an answer, but because God is present. And his presence changes the weight of the moment. If this moment is helping you feel even a little calmer, you're welcome to quietly say amen, or simply notice where you are listening from, as a small way of being present in this peaceful time. You don't need to rush. Let the words settle slowly. Let your thoughts come and go, without holding on to them. You are not required to follow every thought to its end. You are allowed to let them pass. God remains. He is not carried away by your thoughts. He is steady, and you can begin to rest in that steadiness. The night does not need to be filled with answers. It can be filled with presence, God's presence. And that is enough for now. As you continue to rest here, the mind may still try to wander. That's okay. Each time it does, gently return to this truth. You are seen. You are heard. You are held in God's care. Even the quietest prayer reaches him. Even the smallest turning of your heart matters. There is no distance too far, no thought too scattered, no moment too restless for God to be near. The Psalms do not rush the process of peace. They allow space. And tonight, you are allowed that same space. Space to feel. Space to release. Space to rest. The day is ending. You have done what you could. And now, you are allowed to lay it down. Not because everything is finished, but because you are not meant to carry it through the night. God watches over what you release. Even now, even as your thoughts begin to quiet, even as the weight begins to lift. You are being gently guided into rest. Stay here for a moment longer. Let the stillness deepen. Let the noise soften. Let the presence of God become the quiet place your mind returns to. You don't have to force it, just allow it. The night is no longer something to fight. It becomes a place of rest. A place where you are held, not by your own strength, but by God's. And slowly, very gently, your thoughts begin to loosen their hold. Not all at once, but enough. Enough for peace to begin. Enough for rest to feel possible. Enough to know you are not alone in this moment. As you remain here in this quiet moment, as the weight of the day slowly begins to loosen, there may still be something deeper beneath the thoughts. Not just a busy mind, but a tired heart. The kind of tiredness that doesn't come from one long day, but from carrying too much for too long. There are seasons when life feels heavier than expected, when responsibilities present from every side, when emotions build quietly until they feel overwhelming, and sometimes it becomes hard to explain, not because the feelings aren't real, but because they are too many to put into words. The Psalms speak into this kind of heaviness, not with quick answers, but with honesty. There was a voice that once cried out from deep exhaustion, "I am overwhelmed with troubles, and my life draws near to death. I am counted among those who go down to the pit. I am without strength." These are not small words. They describe a soul that feels drained, a heart that has reached its limit. And maybe tonight, there is a part of you that understands that feeling, the quiet exhaustion, the sense that you've been holding everything together. Even when it felt like too much, God is not distant from that place. He does not turn away from the overwhelmed. Another psalm describes it this way: I sink in the miry depths, where there is no foothold. I have come into the deep waters. The floods engulf me. There are moments when life feels like that, like standing has become difficult, like the ground beneath you isn't steady, and the more you try to hold everything up, the heavier it feels. But listen to how the direction begins to shift. Into your hands I commit my spirit. Deliver me, Lord, my faithful God. This is where surrender begins, not as giving up, but as letting go of what you were never meant to carry alone. You don't have to hold everything together tonight. You don't have to keep everything from falling apart. You can begin, slowly, to place it in God's hands. The things you understand, and the things you don't. The situations that feel unresolved, and the emotions that feel unclear. You can release them, one by one. There is a quiet invitation in the Psalms. Cast your cares on the Lord, and He will sustain you. This is not complicated. It does not require perfect words. It simply means this: you are allowed to hand it over. The worries that keep returning, the pressure you feel to fix everything, the quiet fear of what tomorrow might bring. You can give it to God, and as you do, something begins to change. Not necessarily in your circumstances right away, but in the weight you are carrying, because you are no longer holding it alone. There is a tenderness in these next words. The Lord is close to the brokenhearted and saves those who are crushed in spirit. God is not only present when you feel strong, He is especially near when you feel worn down. He does not require you to have everything together. He meets you in the middle of your exhaustion, right here, right now, even in this quiet moment. You are not unseen. You are not forgotten. God draws near to you, not because you have strength, but because you need Him, and that is enough. Sometimes surrender feels unfamiliar. The mind wants to hold on, to keep thinking, to keep trying to solve. But surrender is not about solving. It is about trusting. Trusting that God sees what you cannot control. Trusting that He holds what feels uncertain. Trusting that He is already present in what you are facing. There is a gentle strength in these words. The Lord is my strength and my shield. My heart trusts in Him and He helps me. Notice how simple that is. Not striving, not forcing, just trust. And help follows. You are not asked to carry your life alone. You are invited to lean on God, even now, especially now. As you rest here, you can begin to notice something subtle. The weight you felt earlier does not need to stay the same. Not because everything is changed, but because you are releasing it. You are no longer holding it tightly. God is holding it with you, and He is stronger than what you carry. If your mind returns to worry, that's okay. Simply bring it back again, gently, without frustration, without pressure, and place it in God's hands once more. You can do this as many times as needed. God does not grow tired of receiving your burdens. He welcomes them every time. There is a quiet shift happening now. It may be small, but it is real. The tension is softening. The pressure is easing. The need to control every outcome is beginning to loosen. And in its place, there is space. Space for rest. Space for trust. Space for peace to begin. The Psalms do not rush this process. They allow the heart to move slowly. And tonight, you are allowed to move slowly too. There is no urgency here, no expectation, just a gentle unfolding. You may begin to feel a deeper sense of support, not from your own strength, but from God's presence. He is not distant. He is not waiting for you to figure everything out. He is here, holding you in ways you cannot always see, but can begin to feel. Let these words settle quietly. God is your strength when you feel weak. God is your support when you feel overwhelmed. God is your refuge when life feels too heavy. You are not alone in what you carry, and tonight, you don't have to carry it all. As the night continues and your thoughts begin to slow, you can rest in this truth. You have done enough for today, even if it doesn't feel complete. Even if there are things left unfinished, you are allowed to stop. You are allowed to rest. God continues what you cannot. The weight is no longer yours alone. The burden is no longer yours to hold. You have placed it into faithful hands. And now, gently, your heart can begin to settle. Not because everything is resolved, but because everything is entrusted. Stay here in this quiet trust. Let it deepen. Let it become steady. Let it carry you further into peace. There is nothing you need to prove in this moment. Nothing you need to fix. Nothing you need to hold together. God is already at work, even as you rest. And as this truth becomes more real, you may notice something else beginning to change. The feeling of being alone begins to fade. A quiet awareness starts to grow. God is not only helping you carry your burdens, He is with you. As you rest here, with the weight of your thoughts softening, and your burdens no longer held so tightly. There may still be a quieter feeling beneath it all, a sense of distance, a sense of being alone. Not always obvious, but present in the stillness of the night. There are moments when the world grows quiet, and yet something inside feels disconnected, unseen, unheard, apart from everything else. The Psalms speak gently into this place too. There was a voice that once said, "Turn to me and be gracious to me, for I am lonely and afflicted." This is not weakness, it is honesty. A simple acknowledgement of what the heart feels when connection seems far away. And maybe tonight, there is a part of you that understands that feeling, even if you were surrounded by people today. Even if you spoke and smiled and carried on, the night can reveal what was hidden underneath. But listen carefully to what unfolds next. Because the Psalms do not leave that feeling unanswered. There is another voice that speaks from weariness. For my days vanish like smoke, my bones burn like glowing embers. My heart is blighted and withered like grass. These are words of someone who feels worn down, fading, forgotten. And yet, even here, God is not absent. Even when the feeling of loneliness is strong, God's presence does not leave. There is a turning point, but you, Lord, sit enthroned forever. Your renown endures through all generations. While feelings may shift, while moments come and go, God remains, steady, unchanging, near. There is a quiet invitation that follows. The Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? The Lord is the stronghold of my life. This is not a denial of fear. It is a reminder of something greater than fear. God is not distant from your life. He is your stronghold, a place of safety, a place of refuge. Even now, as you lie here in the stillness of the night, you are not lying alone. God is with you. Not far away, not waiting for you somewhere else. Here, in this moment, closer than your thoughts, closer than your worries. There is a song that speaks with deep simplicity. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside quiet waters. He restores my soul. Notice the gentleness in these words. There is no force, no urgency, just guidance, just care. God does not rush you into rest. He leads you there. Slowly, patiently, with understanding. Even when the path feels uncertain, even when the night feels long, He guides me along the right paths for His name's sake. You are not navigating this life alone. Even when you cannot see clearly, even when you feel unsure, God is guiding. Quietly, faithfully. And then comes one of the most comforting truths. Even though I walk through the darkest valley, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. This does not say the valley disappears. It says something greater. You are not alone in it. God walks with you through every dark moment, through every uncertain space, through every quiet night. Right now, as the room around you remains still, this truth is already real. God is with you. You do not need to reach far. You do not need to search. His presence is here. There is another quiet assurance. I keep my eyes always on the Lord. With Him at my right hand, I will not be shaken. This is not about perfect focus. It is about gentle awareness. A reminder that God is near enough to study you. Even when your thoughts wander, even when your emotions shift, He remains at your side. You may begin to notice something changing now. The feeling of isolation is being replaced. Not with noise, not with distraction, but with presence. A calm awareness that you are known. Fully, completely. There is a psalm that speaks deeply into this. You have searched me, Lord, and you know me. You know when I sit and when I rise. You perceive my thoughts from afar. God understands you, not just your actions, but your thoughts, even the ones you didn't say out loud. Even the ones you didn't fully understand yourself. You discern my going out and my lying down. You are familiar with all my ways. Nothing about you is hidden from God, not in a way that brings fear, but in a way that brings comfort. You are fully seen and still fully loved. Where can I go from your spirit? Where can I flee from your presence? The answer is simple. Nowhere. There is no place where God is not with you. Not in the day, not in the night. Not in your strength, not in your weakness. If I rise on the wings of the dawn, if I settle on the far side of the sea, even there your hand will guide me. Even there. Even in places that feel distant. Even in moments that feel disconnected. God's presence remains. If I say, surely the darkness will hide me, even the darkness will not be dark to you. The night does not separate you from God. It does not create distance. In His presence, even the darkest moments are seen with clarity. And so tonight, as you lie here in the quiet, you can rest in this truth. You are not alone, not in your thoughts, not in your feelings, not in this moment. God is with you. Let that truth settle gently. You do not need to force yourself to feel it strongly. Just allow it to be present, like a quiet light in the background, steady, unmoving. You are known by God. You are seen by Him. You are never outside His care. As the night continues and your mind grows quieter, this awareness can deepen, not through effort, but through stillness. God is near, closer than you realize, and His presence is not something you need to earn. It is already here. Let your thoughts rest in that. Let your heart settle into that. Let the feeling of being alone fade gently away. You are not alone in the night. You are held. You are known. You are accompanied by a faithful God. And as this truth becomes steady, something else begins to form. A sense of safety. A sense of being protected. A quiet confidence that you are not vulnerable here, because the one who is with you is also watching over you. As you remain here, quiet, still, with the awareness that you are not alone, another truth begins to settle softly into your heart. You are not only accompanied, you are protected. There is a gentle reassurance in knowing that the God who is with you is also watching over you, not from a distance, but closely, carefully. There was a voice that once said, "When I am afraid, I put my trust in you." It does not say fear never appears. It simply shows what can be done when it does. Fear does not have the final word. Trust does. And tonight, even if there are small fears hidden beneath the surface, you can place them in God's hands, quietly, without effort. There is another reminder. In the Lord I take refuge. Refuge is a place of safety, a place where you do not need to defend yourself, a place where you can finally rest. And that is what God becomes for you, not just a presence, but a shelter. As the night deepens, you are not left unguarded. There is a watchfulness over your life. The Lord watches over you. The Lord is your shade at your right hand. He will not let your foot slip. Even now, in the stillness of this moment, God is watching over you. Not with distance, but with care. The Lord watches over you. He will watch over your coming and going, both now and forevermore. There is no pause in His attention, no moment where you are forgotten. Even as you rest, He remains. There is a deeper stillness forming now. A quiet sense that you do not need to stay alert. You do not need to stay in control. You are being watched over. Another voice speaks clearly. God is our refuge and strength, an ever-present help in trouble. Ever present, not sometimes. Not occasionally, always, even now. Therefore we will not fear, not because everything is predictable, but because God is steady, unchanging, reliable. There is a place where all striving begins to fade. Be still and know that I am God. Not forcefully still, not perfectly still, just gently still. Letting go of the need to move, to fix, to figure everything out. You can rest here. There is a covering described in the Psalms. He will cover you with His feathers, and under His wings you will find refuge. This is not distant protection. It is close, personal, like being gathered in, held safely. His faithfulness will be your shield and rampart, not your strength, not your effort, His faithfulness. That is what surrounds you. You will not fear the terror of night. Even the unknown parts of the night are held within God's care. There is nothing here that separates you from His protection. There is strength in these words. The Lord is my rock, my fortress and my deliverer. My God is my rock, in whom I take refuge. A rock does not shift. A fortress does not fall easily. This is how God holds you, steady, secure. As these truths settle, your body begins to follow your mind into rest. The tension fades. The need to stay aware softens. You are safe. God is with you. God is watching over you. Let those truths become simple now. No need to think deeply about them. Just receive them. You are safe. God is with you. You can rest now. The thoughts that once felt loud are quieter now. The weight that once felt heavy has been lifted. The feeling of being alone has been replaced. Now there is only this stillness, presence, peace. There is a psalm that speaks softly into this moment. Truly my soul finds rest in God. My salvation comes from Him. Rest is not something you force. It is something you receive. Truly, He is my rock and my salvation. He is my fortress. I will not be shaken. There is nothing you need to hold on to now. God is holding you. There is a quiet simplicity in these words. My soul, find rest in God alone. Not in answers, not in solutions, just in God. Let your thoughts slow even more. Let the space between them grow. There is another gentle picture. I have calmed and quieted myself. I am like a weaned child with its mother. No striving, no tension, just quiet closeness. That is where you are now, resting, held, safe. Be still before the Lord and wait patiently for Him. There is nothing else required, just stillness. And now, even the words can begin to soften. Love and faithfulness meet together. Righteousness and peace kiss each other. Peace is not far away. It is here. And now, the night becomes a place of rest. I lie down and sleep. I wake again, because the Lord sustains me. Even in sleep, God remains. In vain you rise early and stay up late. For He grants sleep to those He loves. Sleep is not something you must chase. It is something God gives, gently, and you are loved. So now, you can let go, completely. You are safe. God is with you. You can rest now. The words become softer, slower, more distant. You are safe. God is with you. You can rest now. Nothing is required of you. Nothing is expected. Just rest. God is near. God is holding you. You are safe. You can rest now. The night is quiet. The mind is still. God is with you. Rest.